This is Book Talk with Corbin. I'm your host. A couple of people have recently asked me for my thoughts on Larry Elder and his running for governor in California. First of all, I have about three responses just off the top of my head. First of all, I absolutely love and respect Larry Elder. He's just an amazing thinker, scholar, intellectual. The man's amazing. Go to Amazon.com, Better World Books, Thrift Books. Buy anything he's written, and it's powerful. I mean, trust me, it will provoke your thinking. Just buy anything that man has written. And I've read a couple of his books, and I was just amazed. I mean, he just has a way of presenting his ideas that really provoke you it did for me, to provoke my further thinking about issues, to more deeply think about issues. I have the utmost respect for Larry Elder. Secondly, I have interviewed Larry Elder. I did it I got him as a guest for Dr. Frank Simon's program. And, I reached out to Larry Elder and scheduled the interview and did the interview. Dr. Simon and one of his associates, I can't remember her name right offhand, Cindy, was with us. And let me tell you, he's a great interview. Before we actually started the interview, we were just chatting and going back and forth and talking to him a little bit. And he was like so California cool to me. I thought, well, he's a big celebrity. He just came off he was in the midst of his tremendous success with his movie, Uncle Tom. I think he still has that website up called UncleTom.com. You need to check that movie out. I can talk about that movie a little bit in a minute or two. And then I said, okay, well, Mr. Elder, we're going to go ahead and start the interview. And he said, oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were recording. I said, no, sir. So I did the introduction, and it's like a bulb came on. And it's like his radio personality came out. And man, he was just amazing. The guy's just amazing. And I just said to myself, man, I just don't want to interview him again. I'd like to spend some time with him. Like I one time had lunch with Trevor Loudon. He's the author of the book White House Reds. And I loved it. I enjoyed it. It was lunch. I think it was on a Sunday after a speaking engagement he had here in Louisville. It was great. I want that same experience with Larry Elder. I just want to do a lunch or a dinner with Larry Elder. It's going to be, the guy's amazing. And of course, 3, his movie, Uncle Tom. You need to check that out. It's about black conservatives in the United States of America. You need to check that out. Go to UncleTom.com. You need to check that movie out. If you haven't checked it out, if you have watched it, buy a copy and give it to a friend, period. And then 4, here's my fourth point. Larry Elder's too valuable. He is too valuable. He's too valuable to the United States of America. And he's too valuable to the black conservative movement in the United States of America. I just lost so much respect for politics in America. I mean, it just seems to grind up and spit out, the best of the best we have in this country. It's just too filthy. It's just too filthy and corrupt. And I'm going to tell you one reason why I say that. I'm no socialist. As you know, I used to be a socialist. I used to be a Marxist. And when I do public speaking engagements, one of my titles is from Socialism to Patriotism. But let me tell you, I never really didn't come to a deep appreciation for how corrupt American politics was until Bernie Sanders, who's a socialist, he's a Marxist. He did not win the nomination for the Democratic Party. It was stolen from him. Now, let me tell you something. I don't like Bernie Sanders. I can't stand his politics in his ideology. He's a corrupt so-and-so. He hates America, and he embraces socialism. I don't care what adjective he puts in front of it. He wants to be a socialist dictator. But that guy was denied the Democratic Party nomination. It was stolen from him. It was taken from him. Period. And that said to me, my God, that's just flat out corrupt. And I just don't want to see somebody as great as Larry Elder thrown in that kind of mess. But here's the bottom line. If he runs, I think by now he's made it official. If he runs, I'll support him. I'll send him money. You know that. I'll send him money. And if I could ever have one of his campaign people, come on my podcast and talk, I'd love it. I'd love it. Of course, I'd love to have him as well. But I love it. I'll do it. I'll financially support him and support him every other way. My hope and prayer is that his campaign really helps interject conservative ideas into California and into California in particular, the United States as a whole, and I also hope that his campaign helps to further strengthen the black conservative movement in the United States of America. So that's my position on Larry Elder, the great Eldersky, running for the position of governor in California. This is Book Talk with Corbin. Hey, check out my podcast interviews on booktalkwithcorbin.com, booktalkwithcorbin.com. And if you can bring yourself to making a donation, I really would appreciate it. We need some additional money so that we can keep putting more and more podcasts out there.